Hello, my Facebook world. I'm gonna hold on a second and see if anyone jumps on before I start sharing. Give it just a minute. Okay, well, I promised, hi Kayla, I promised that I would share the end result of my journey this weekend down to get my Alzheimer's sound wave tattoo. So I just want to kind of reiterate a little bit of my story and why I chose to do this. So my mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's 2013, July of 2013. So we have been on the Alzheimer's journey for 5 years, and you just never know the value of hearing someone's voice till you can't hear it anymore. And when I realized that my mom was losing her ability to communicate and that she wasn't going to be able to say things to me like, I love you, I miss you, I appreciate you, like all the things that a child likes to hear from their parent, it got really emotional for me because my mom's my best friend. Sorry, this will probably be really emotional. But this new technology was coming out, and it's called a sound wave tattoo. And it's where you take a sound wave and tattoo it on your body, and then you have an app, and the app allows you to hear the sound wave. And when it was first talked about coming out, I thought, that's really cool. So I kind of, tried to find the perfect moment for my mom to say something that I could capture. And, I don't know if you've ever been around someone who has Alzheimer's and is struggling to communicate, but that's almost never. And it became a real challenge. But I did capture something on my phone and decided when the sound waves became available, I was going to get one. And they actually, the app went live like about a year ago now. So it's only just pretty new. So I've been waiting and, really wanting to do this. This is like, this is keeping my mom with me when she's gone, because someday she will be gone. And so I had to really think about it because I've always liked tattoos, but I'm scared to death of them. I don't like needles, and I don't willingly volunteer for pain of any kind. But this was momentous enough in my life and important enough that I was willing to go through that process because I knew I'd be happy with the end result. So I managed to capture something from my mom on a voice memo, and it wasn't really what I wanted, but as I began to talk to people, they began to remind me that I'd be happy to have the sound of my mom's laughter as part of this and not just the words that I wanted her to say. And so I really began to love the voice note that I had. And then I decided it was time to figure out where I was getting the tattoo, because you can only go to someone who is certified in the sound wave tattoo process. So I had to go through their directory for a tattoo artist, and the closest one to me was Portland, Oregon. Well, actually Vancouver, Washington, which was perfect because my brother lives in Battleground, which is right next to Vancouver, Washington. My mom's best friend lives in Vancouver, Washington. It just seemed like the perfect fit. And then I discovered some things about this tattoo artist which blew me away. And I have to tell you, for someone who was terrified of getting a tattoo, I couldn't have picked a better person ever. So her name is Lisa Hubbard. She has Lisa Hubbard Tattoos in Vancouver, Washington, if you're interested. And she does Reiki while she tattoos. So she's doing Reiki energy healing while she's tattooing. And I was like, I love to go and get Reiki done. And I have lots of friends that do Reiki. So that just sold me on her being the person. But when I got there, it was amazing. First of all, she wasn't like in a strip mall or somewhere. Her offices were in an executive office building, like high-end executive office building. And her space was like walking into a space you would go to get like a massage or a spa treatment. It was low lighting, really soft ambient music. It was, they had that really great smell in the office, and she had all this artwork all over her office of stuff she'd drawn it was all very spiritual. And she had, when I went in, she said, I don't know if you know this. She says, but part of what I do is I pull a card. I do tarot, and I pull a card for each person, and they get that card, and they get a little mini reading, and which blew me away because I love that too. And I got a wisdom card, and the message was to trust my own intuition, to trust my own wisdom, and to follow the urgings of my heart, and to follow them by showing up and being real and being authentic, which is the whole journey I'm on this year. So it couldn't have been more perfect. And then she said, there's a wall where there was a stand, and she had all kinds of stones and crystals on it. And she said, you also get to pick a stone. And I couldn't believe it. I felt like I was getting this like little mini spiritual moment. And so I went over and I picked one, and I took it to her, and she said, you can hold it, while you're getting your tattoo. She says, but I want to tell you that the stone you picked is for the sacral chakra. And it also was all about grounding and centering and pulling that energy up from the root chakra to my sacral chakra so that I could be fully present and authentic. And it just was, it was mind-blowing how the whole process happened. So let me tell you what I got for my tattoo before I show you. So I have decided in this journey with my mom that my talisman is the elephant, because the elephant never forgets. And even when they lose one of their herd, they mourn them their entire life. And so, sorry. And that feels like me. That I'm mourning the loss of my mom, even though she's still here. And so the elephant really represents how I feel like I will remember even when you have gone. And the purple ribbon is the ribbon for Alzheimer's. And so I knew it had to have a purple ribbon. I knew it had to have an elephant. And of course it's going to have the sound wave. And so so that's kind of what all my tattoo means. And it's really fascinating because it didn't take long as we thought it was going to take. And my tattoo looks actually amazing. My brother's had tattoos, and he was like, I can't believe it looks so good. 24 hours afterwards, he says, I've never seen a tattoo look so healthy. He says, he goes, maybe that Reiki stuff works. Because he's like, it looks really good. So I'm going to try and tip the camera here because I have it on a stand so I can have my hands free to show you the app. But hopefully you can see this. this is my tattoo. I don't know if you can see it. So it's got the sound wave, the elephant, the purple ribbon, and it says, I'll remember for you. And so I want to try and play it for you because that's the coolest part. And let's see if I can bring this down a little bit. So my nephew, who is totally attached, he's 5 years old, and he is totally attached to my mom. No one exists but my mom when she's around. So we were at his house. That's where we stayed. And when I got back from getting my tattoo and today when I had a chance to have it uncovered and cleaned and all of that, what was so interesting is that he says, well, what's this? And I said, this is your Nona's voice. And he said, can I hear Nona's voice? And so I played it for him. And he was so excited to hear her voice. And my friend that was with me has a tattoo. And so he ran right over to her and he said, what does yours say? What does yours say? Which was really kind of fun. But I just want to show you how this works. And I'm hoping you'll be able to actually see it because my husband's phone isn't very loud. But so you just hold the app. Actually, I might need to do it this way. You hold the app. Okay, here goes. So I hope you got to see it, but basically it reads the app and I chose the color purple because that's the Alzheimer's color. So as it goes across the screen and is reading the sound wave, it's a purple sound wave that goes across the screen. And it's my mom, and I ask her, can you say I love you? And she says, oh, I do. And I said, can you say it? And she said, I love you, I love you, I love you. And then she laughs. And it's just awesome that this is forever going to be part of me and part of my journey. And I'll always have a part of her with me. And I'll never lose the sound of her voice or her laughter, which means so much. So that's the end result. And if you know me and you live in my area and you get to see me even on an occasional basis, I'd be happy to play it for you because it's a really big deal. So good night. Thanks for caring and thanks for joining. And I hope if you are into tattoos or into memorializing something important in your life, that you consider this because it's really kind of phenomenal. And I haven't seen anyone react to it that hasn't reacted in an emotional way. So it's a really, really cool thing. And I'm so grateful they created this technology to do this. Have a great night, and I will talk to you guys soon.